I am sharing this video to show a little bit of what the practice really looks like. What we often see is a highlight reel of what you're doing, when in reality it's a highlight of mistakes. Within this improvisation there are some nice moments, but there are also many mistakes, loss of balance, loss of fluidity, loss of the smoothness in the motion, and more. This is a more accurate and true representation of what practice looks like day to day. Most of the things are not overly impressive, beautiful, or nice on the eyes always. As I'm going through this improvisation, I can feel many of the mistakes happening, but I don't allow that to stop me. I make note of it internally, but continue, with no external pausing or stopping. Largely, we can go one of two ways. The first being overly analytical and not being able to express ourselves because of it, and the second being not even knowing that those mistakes are happening. We want to be somewhere in the middle, where we can feel the mistakes, yet continue going despite them. As an example, when learning a second language, you wouldn't expect to be able to speak everything perfectly with no mistakes. Even after many years of practicing a language, still many mistakes come up with grammar, pronunciation, etc. If you were too caught up in the mistakes, it would impact your ability to smoothly and fluently have a conversation with others. Instead, you live within the mistakes, hearing them yourself, yet continuing the conversation. So what we have to learn to do is separate the end result from the process. This is what Ito calls the craftsman. Being able to work on your craft, and of course there's going to be imperfections, and the craft isn't going to be as pretty as it could be, but we don't worry about it, we continue, and we slowly improve. I am a practitioner and not an influencer, meaning most of my time is spent practicing. Even what you're seeing here is already many years in the making. If we expect things to be beautiful and smooth right off the bat, we might end up falling off the practice because of it. So I want to offer a different perspective, that the practice is ugly, difficult, and unimpressive. Yet, it is the most beneficial thing I have decided to do with my life. Thus, I try to share as much of this perspective as I can and get more and more people involved, moving their bodies. That's the session.